All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for dialing in for our Monday night team call. What a treat it is to have David Abbey as our key trainer and speaker tonight. Because we have David here, I will tell you that we're going to skip over recognition today. We're going to skip over announcements. I'll do an extra post or Facebook Live in Dreamers, but we're just going to get right into the nitty gritty of this. And I am going to go through and read David's bio because I really want to honor him and edify him the way that he deserves it. But I will tell you, when I first got introduced to him, some of you know Jenny Zook. She's here in Colorado on another team. And she was like talking about Penny. We were having coffee and I was like, who's Penny? And she was like, wait, you're not doing it? And I was like, I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. And she was in a beta group and then kindly introduced me to David, and Laura and my sister were a few people that kind of plugged in before this launched. And if you have not already discovered, you'll know how easy he's making our job, like how simple this is. I wish I knew about it 5 years ago. And if you are like, who is Penny? Like I was, a few months ago, you are being gifted an incredible virtual assistant will absolutely change the nature of your business. So our guest tonight was a corporate executive working in a financial technology company when he saw the challenges that his wife, who was a network marketing professional, was having. Some of the things we all struggle with like organization and keeping track of our leads and follow-ups. He saw an opportunity to be able to support thousands of associates around the world with the right technology. So he quit his full-time job with 3 kids under the age of 4 and got to work to building this powerful app. Today, 3 years later, David has launched the Penny app. He's supporting the businesses of thousands of Isagenix associates. Along with his co-founder, Chris, they oversee a team of 25 incredibly talented individuals who work daily to make the direct sales industry better with their ideas and processes. David, the CEO and co-founder of the Penny app, joins us from Vancouver, Canada, as our guest trainer tonight. So I'm going to turn it over to you, David. We're so excited that you're here.
We now oversee a team of 28.
28.
So
oh my
yeah,
gosh.
we've added a few more people, and there's actually a few more in the pipeline. But there's more people that we're adding to the team because there's so much opportunity and so many cool things that we have planned to build for everyone on this call, and obviously everyone in the company. And I'm going to take you through some of the basics tonight. And I actually just jumped off a call just now with another team, and again, they're all fanatical about it. But the biggest thing that I would say just right off in the very beginning of tonight is, you may be brand new to Penny. You may just see this and be like, wow, that feels overwhelming. I promise you it's not. I'm going to show you how to get help. I'm going to show you how to get tips and tricks and answers. But we have so much incredible products and new capabilities coming out. So I certainly encourage you to take the time to master what's already here, because what's coming in the next 3 months and 6 months and 9 months is going to continually transform how everyone on this team operates their business. So with that being said, I'm going to share my screen because I don't need to talk anymore about myself. Lauren did a phenomenal job introducing me. So I'm going to share my screen and just ask, Lauren, can you just give me a thumbs up? I just want to make sure you can see my screen okay. Awesome. So you are looking at a screen that we call the daily. I'm going to come back to this in just a moment. The first thing I want to do, I always do this. If you come in here, you watch this tonight, maybe something doesn't click, maybe someone called, you missed a moment, and you don't want to go back and watch the full hour recording. If you're looking at my cursor along the left-hand side here, at the very bottom right above my profile there, there's a little button that says articles and videos. In this section is a pre-recorded 4 or 5 minute video on each section that I'm going to go through tonight. So maybe you want to come in and watch an additional video on the customer care section. I'm not going to go through the mobile app tonight on the call. So maybe you want to come in here and see just how the mobile apps function, because they're obviously mobile apps. There's less real estate. So you can watch a quick little video on how to use our mobile apps or how to use our custom list feature. This is here as a resource for you to come in. You could watch these videos in a few minutes and then just really, become more confident and more comfortable with the platform. If you're using Penny, something doesn't seem right, something feels like it's broken, you have a question, you watch the video on how to create a custom list, but you still have a question, whatever it might be, This little blue button in the bottom right-hand corner opens up a chat support to our team. So I click on that. Just says, hey, David, how can I make your day better? Send us a message. We take every response very seriously. We pride ourselves on our ability to get back to you as fast as humanly possible to make sure that you're set up for success so that you can go and build your businesses. So that, I always like to start these trainings because those are the two most important things that you could ever do to make sure you can get through all your questions. But now that we're going to jump into it, I'm starting in a section on the menu here on the left-hand side. It's the second icon down. It's called customer care, right? This entire feature is about providing a killer customer experience. Because when you think about what makes a loyal customer, think of all of your favorite products, every product you've ever purchased that you're just absolutely in love with. The brand experience is awesome, the product experience is awesome, and the customer experience is awesome. Those are what make a really loyal customer. You can't have two of these to make a loyal customer, because if you have a wicked brand and great customer experience but a bummer product, you ever going to go buy that shirt again? Probably not. And the customer experience is what everyone on this call owns. Your customers are with you because the brand is awesome, the products are awesome, and their customer experience is awesome. So we help you automate the entire process to make your life just dead simple. And as you're looking at my list here, your list might look exactly the same. It might look a little bit different. In the core of Penny, in the center of Penny, we have something called the customer care cycle. And as your customers move through this cycle, think of it as a literal circle, Penny creates activity for you to do at key touch points. 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock. As your customers move around, Penny's going to create the activity for you. And we connect directly with your back office, and we ingest all the data and upload it for you, so you don't actually have to do any data entry. So here, a box opening task, right? Everyone knows this is going to be my first touch point for a brand new customer. Penny's going to automatically create that task for me 3 days after this person ordered. And the beautiful part, if you do have a pro account, you'll be able to see here in their task pad all of the products that they just ordered, right? That's such a wonderful thing, because at least now when I'm calling my customers, I know what they ordered, I know how to coach them. As I move down the task pad, obviously I can complete this task, I can remove it, I can reschedule it. Down here in the communicate box, I can go to Instagram. I can send them a message directly on Instagram. I can send them a message directly on Instagram. You'll notice here this little button, it says plus LinkedIn. Hopefully I'm preemptively answering someone's question. Yes, LinkedIn is coming, and it's coming very, very quickly because I'm now testing it internally. I'm hoping a week, maybe a week and a half, till we do a full release. We'll sync directly with LinkedIn. And then of course you can have all your LinkedIn contacts as well. Right here's a content menu, but I want to show you something at the very bottom of my screen here. You're seeing this little box and it says box opening. So this is like one of those, really great tips and tricks that I love to show people. In Penny, and I am going to show you how to do this, I can create a script for every type of task that Penny's going to create for me. So that when Penny creates a box opening task for me for my brand new customer, she also serves me the script that I need. So now it's just a matter of connecting the two dots. I've got Terry Lynn's box opening here. Here's Terry Lynn's script. And my saved script says, I'm so excited to get you started on the best journey of your life. Does tonight or tomorrow night at 7 work for you to go through your box? And then I simply click, Instagram. Penny's going to say, hey, I'm copying this to your clipboard for you. And then I'm opening Instagram. 3, 2, 1. There it is. Penny's instantly opened up my Instagram for me. And I just click message, and then I paste that message in there. Now, if I'm waiting for my iced latte, because it's summertime and it's still hot out, it makes it really easy for me to come into Penny. I can, do any box openings I have because I've got my script there. In the customer care cycle, a brand new customer, you do the box opening, then you have week 1, week 2, week 3, right? You're guiding them through that first month process. So this task right here is for my week 1 check-in, and I'm going to get a week 2 and a week 3. And then week 4, what's going to happen? If you look at the top here, Penny's going to create an auto ship reminder for your customers 5 days before their auto ship is set to process. And again, if you have a pro account, you click on their name. I can see that Janie here is ordering the organic greens. I can send her a message. And what I've seen a lot, it's really cool, whereas people send their customers a message, hey, your auto ship is coming up. I saw you have the greens in there. Did you have any questions? And they're like, oh yeah, I would actually love to add something else, right? If you don't engage with your customers in advance of their auto ship, you do not have the opportunity for an upsell, right? Is do not have an opportunity to make recommendations and give them a better experience if you're not engaging with them. So Penny kind of serves this up for you. As you move through the customer care process, there's a group of tasks here. You'll see they're called Connect 25, Connect 45, or Connect 80. You may have these tasks, you may not. A Connect means they haven't ordered in 25, 45, or 80 days, and they don't have a Lifestyle Rewards auto ship coming up. So they're kind of, the analogy I like to use is I worked so hard to get them in my boat as a customer, and now they're kind of drifting out to sea. You know, Connect 25 days because they haven't ordered, Connect 45 days because they haven't ordered, or Connect 80 days because they haven't ordered. And if they go all the way through the Connect 80, you know, Anna here hasn't ordered for me in 80 days. There's no auto ship. What's going to happen? She's going to end up becoming a reconnect. So a reconnect task is someone who hasn't ordered between 6 and 12 months. So I'll click on Neil here. There we are. On January 7th, Neil ordered the Natural Accelerator, the Iceland Shake, the Complete Essentials, and then he had his annual fee. So now, but he hasn't ordered since that date, so I want to reconnect to him. And a cool little stat here is, Lauren, you said you're a part of that, the original kind of beta group before celebration. 1 in 10 reconnect tasks that were completed resulted in another order within the month. And that tallied up $117,500 in incremental revenue for the beta group. That was then, these customers would have been gone, right? They probably never been ordered. But 1 in 10 of these tasks are being completed. So if you have 20 reconnects, statistically speaking, you're going to get 2 more orders and save 2 more customers. And all the information you need is right here for you.
You know, and David, I think just from being on the field side of it, in addition to obviously just showing that you care about these people, like you're reaching out, whether you're educating them about the whole, you know, blend shakes, or you're just like checking in on them, simultaneously on their end, it helps them know you're still doing this. So especially some of you that are like, I don't post on social media as I used to, I don't want everyone to know what I'm doing. Like, it helps you remember those people to have the conversation with, because if those people do want to reorder and they don't think you're doing it, it's possible that they'll go to somebody else. And so it kind of works as like a 2-way relationship there.
Absolutely. But it also, if you're thinking this person is ever going to be involved, maybe as a business partner one day, it demonstrates that you are on top of the customer service. Like, and this is a reconnect, but this also goes up to a box opening, your first week check-ins, your auto ship reminders. You're like, wow, Lauren is like always on top of this. And then she's like, Lauren, how do you run this business amongst all the other things you do? It's like, well, I'm with Isagenix. We have the best in class technology and the best products. That's how I do it. And that's why I do it. And the idea of this whole section though, like if you don't really come into Penny and you don't use the prospecting section, you don't use the list, you don't really use the content, the customer care section is 100% automated. Like if you created your Penny account and then never came back, Penny's still creating these tasks for you. These customers are still going through this journey. But they're your customers, so you really want to engage with them. So the customer care section is the easiest place for you to drive volume in your business because you've already done the heavy lifting of getting them as a customer. I'm going to change gears for a moment. There's just any quick questions here. Liz Connor, just send me an email at david@pennyapp.com. I'll take a look at that for you directly. She's just saying her customers aren't showing up. Another quick question here just before I move on. Does Penny automatically update when new friends are added via Facebook and Instagram? The answer there is no. So I am going to get to the prospecting section in a moment. I will show you how the sync works, but it isn't a real-time sync, whereas if I synced Facebook and tomorrow I added new friends, I'd have to go back and sync those new friends in. And Laura, what about terminated accounts? Yeah, I'll show you where they are in your contact section under inactive accounts, so you can actually see all of your inactive customers. But I'm going to jump over in this menu here. I'm 5 icons down in this little content section. So here, there's 2 types of content. One down here, you can see my cursor. Liz, david@pennyapp.com. All library content is everything that Isagenix creates for you and preloads into the application. You can access from the task pad, from the content menu in the mobile app. You can share it on Facebook. You can share it directly with people. This is updated by Isagenix for you. The other type of content, if you haven't seen this is a pro feature, is creating your own scripts. This is where you can, spend an hour or two of work adding in all your scripts and your language into Penny. It'll save you countless hours in the future wanting to be able to share your language or share your message really, really easily. So there's an associate by the name of Amanda Larson. She was in part of the beta group. She grew her business 126% Q1 over Q2. And one of the things she said that was the biggest help for her is she created scripts for every type of task so that no matter what she was doing in Penny, there was always language for her to access. So she's like, I'm reaching out to someone, here's my reach out script, send. I'm following up with someone, here's my follow-up script, send. And I'm going to show you how she did that. Go to add content. Here, I just add a name to whatever my script is. And then down here, I can associate the script that I'm creating to any type of task. Reach out, follow up, auto ship reminder, box opening, all these different check-ins, all the different types of tasks. Now, no matter, once you spend the time to fill this out, right, this is just adding to your arsenal of information that you can then share. It just reduces the amount of time. In the not too distant future though, Lauren as a leader will be able to write her scripts and publish them to her team so that a brand new person can come in, create their account and have access to Lauren's scripts right away. And then we will be able to start sharing them because that'll just make their life easier because we all want them to be more successful, right? We're all in this battle together. The one thing I have seen though, I don't know if you want to go as far as doing this, is teams have actually gone and created Google Docs, right? One person just puts in all the different types of tasks. So I'll open that menu back up right here. So here's all the different types of tasks. Someone will create the Google Doc and put all the tasks down one side, and collectively the whole team populates the Google Doc, and then everybody can just copy and paste the scripts out of that Google Doc into Penny. And it's a way for everyone to collaborate together and use each other's scripts. Again, just to make it easier to communicate and make it easier to work your business in those real small increments of time. I'm gonna close out of that. And Lauren says, we're gonna work on this as a team. Fantastic. And I'm gonna go into custom lists here for a moment. I'm the fourth icon down. A custom list is really just a way to filter and sort contacts, whether it be a prospect, a customer, someone on your team. Even more, I've seen these used to create 11-day challenges. I want all my customers that are doing an 11-day challenge. I've seen this obviously for seasonal shakes. I've seen it obviously for the 2.0 kickoff bonus. I've seen people go and look for customers that have purchased the Amped product but have never purchased an Ice Lean bar. A custom list is just designed to filter and sort your contacts and find a little group of people. So I'm going to give you an example of how to create a custom list for a seasonal shake, because I know there's obviously one eventually coming on the horizon. So you come in here, you click create a custom list. I'm just going to call this a seasonal shake. I got to give it a name. This is 2020. Now, a custom list always needs to have an end date, right? If I'm creating a custom list for my team to do an 11-day challenge, the end date is going to be in 11 days. If I'm, making a list for a corporate promotion that's going on, whenever that incentive ends, that challenge ends, I just pick the end date. So for this list, I'm going to pretend that the list ends on the end of September, which is the 30th. And here it says include people who are. Now I just simply select who I want to include on my list. Customers and my PE associates. Here, I can create a list of people that are active or inactive. So back to that question someone just had, how do I find terminated customers? I could create a custom list of PE associates that are inactive if I wanted to, and I would get a full list. And I could actually go and re-engage with them. But down here where it says include people who have, right here on this blue line, purchase these products, I'm just going to type in the product name that I want on this list. So on this list, I want a list of every customer that previously purchased a seasonal shake. So I type seasonal shake. And then down here at the bottom, you can see that 46 people will be included. When I hit save, it's going to create a list here for me. This is the seasonal shake 2020. It's going to tally up 46 people. Here it is. 46 people that previously purchased a seasonal shake. If you wanted a list of every customer that ever purchased, Ice Lean shake before, because you want to talk to them about whole blend, you can create that list. If you want a list of every customer that was ever purchased dairy-free, you just simply type in dairy-free. And the goal here is for it to be as simple as possible to find the exact group of people you want to talk to. Now to take it a step further, right, I've now got my list, my Seasonal Shake 2020 list. I'm going to click on Andrea Lamont here. Anytime you go to create a custom list, I would highly recommend creating a script that goes along with it, right? I got a list of people I want to talk to about this shake. I'm probably going to use the same script. So I'd come into the content menu here on the task pad, open that up, and using the search bar, I would then just search for Seasonal Shake, and there's my script right there. So now I can click that script and send it on Facebook, on Messenger, on Instagram, on text, on email, and now on LinkedIn. So I can get this message out there any way I want. And then I'm just going to go back. And as I work through my list, obviously it just makes my life really, really easy. And any questions there? No, perfect. I'm going to change gears here for a moment and go over to the prospecting section. As you can see right here on the left-hand side, here is that sync Instagram button. So this is coming in the next almost immediate future. I don't know if any of you use LinkedIn actively for prospecting, but that's going to be on there, which is fantastic. But the one thing I always like to point out here is I'm going to go click on my reach outs. The way Penny works is every day, once you've synced your Instagram and your LinkedIn and your Facebook, Penny's going to fill your funnel with 5 people at a minimum for you to talk to and reach out to and start and have conversations with. And the goal here is not to say that, you know, Carrie, Bridget, and Natasha are absolutely going to buy from me, but the goal is that I'm going to spend less time scrolling through social media, wondering, you know, who I should talk to versus Penny's just saying, hey, reach out to Bridget. She's in your social network, you know her somehow, so, you know, re-engage with her. And there's 2 other things that happen here. 1, the more people you talk to, the more momentum you have in your business. But 2, the more people you talk to, based on Facebook and Instagram's algorithms, the more people show up in your feed. If I only engage with Jenny and Lauren and Alicia, because I'm liking all their photos all the time, Facebook's just going to give me more of their content. But if I'm engaging with all sorts of different people, I end up seeing more people in my feed. I can comment on more posts. I can like more posts. It just helps me create more momentum and more engagement within what I'm doing in my business. And Bridget here, right? And now if I've gone in and I've created all my scripts, my reach out script, it'll show up right here. Obviously I called this one, give it a name. But this is where I had then instantly be able to access a re-engagement script. Bridget, I haven't seen you since college. I just took a look on Facebook. I love how big your kids are. Whatever that message might be. You know, I'd love to reconnect with you, see how you're doing. Send, right? That was just something I made up there, but that would be a great example of a script you could save and then send to a lot of people just to re-engage with your network. And the follow-ups, every time you complete a task here, obviously you complete the task. I'll just show you Bridget, I complete that. 2 weeks is kind of a pretty standard follow-up. If you haven't heard from someone, follow up in 2 weeks. And then add some notes. You know, I sent her a message, DM on Instagram. One thing that's coming actually pretty soon is Penny's going to start tracking where you sent the message, and she'll note it in your profile for you. So you'll actually know, hey, when I'm following up Bridget, I know that the last message was sent on Instagram. So I'm going to go there to follow up. And tags, you know, when you think about creating a custom list, those are made off of tags. So I always recommend adding tags to people as you're engaging with them. If you had a conversation about the whole blend with someone, add the whole blend tag to your prospect, because then you can filter a list of all of your prospects that are interested in whole blend. If you know your prospect went to your high school, excuse me, tag them as a high school, because then you can create a list of all your high school friends. Or the other one, maybe she's on your soccer team and you want to create a list of all the people on your soccer team because you want to help them all get in shape for soccer season. Right? These, yeah, as many tags as you want, they can be whatever you want. It just allows you to filter and sort your contacts. And I click save. And then when I'm in my follow-up loop, you know, this is the idea where my prospects don't fall through the cracks. I reach out to someone. The worst thing you can do is not follow up. It's a real bad 1 foot forward in your business. Like, hey, I'm reaching out to you. I never followed up. You know, probably not going to want to join my team if I'm not being accountable even to that. So definitely getting that best practice. Down the side here, hot prospects, your hot list, there's a challenge. There's an 11-day challenge. There's some sort of team incentive. You've only got a little bit of time. You want to get your goals. Use this hot prospect button. This will allow you to filter your hot prospects. And then there's a little sample button here. This just marks if you've given people a sample. And to answer the question preemptively, yes, we are building samples into Penny. They'll be out later this year, so you can then send all your samples directly from Penny. And now I'm going to go up to the very, very top here, which is the daily. Now, I know I did a very long-winded way to get to the daily, and I may have overwhelmed some people. The secret to the daily is most people never leave the daily, because the daily pulls activity from all the different sections. So you never actually really have to go to your customer care section. Penny's going to put the activity here for you, but she'll do it in bite-sized pieces. You can see Lauren going, yep. So the goal of the daily is like if Penny was your personal assistant, she's sitting right next to you. She's just going to put Dave, here's a list of activity you can focus on today. It's not all your activity. As you can see here, I only have 3 reach outs. I can click on this. There's Sarah, Natasha, and Carrie. I'm going to reach out to them. And on the right-hand side there, you can see I've already reached out to Bridget and Phyllis. I can complete those and I can go back. And then I've got my follow-ups. Now, if you're the type of person that can sit down in front of your computer for 3 hours and just power through all of your business, that's great. But a lot of people, and part of the brilliance of working with Isagenix is this business can fit into those little pockets of time. And the daily really helps you do that. So if I have 5 minutes while I'm waiting for my coffee, I'm in transit, I'm at a red light, I'm grabbing a coffee while I'm at work, it's easy for me to know exactly who has an auto ship coming up in the next few days, because it's right here on my daily. I can come in here to Janie, again, see what she's ordering, send her a message, and then go back. I have a few more moments of my day, open up Penny. It says right here, I've got 1 box opening to do today. I can open that up and then go back and close Penny. I can go back to work. I can go back to my family, my partner, my kids, whatever that is. Moving down, I have another pocket of time. I've got to connect with Terry. She hasn't ordered in 25 days. Here we go. Now look at the bottom. I've saved a script that's called connect, no auto ship. Hey, I know you ordered, but I don't have anything scheduled as a next order. Let's get together to set that up. Right? This is how you be super efficient. The only time you need to go into other sections of Penny is when you're creating scripts or custom lists. The rest, I'd just stay on the daily, because Penny's going to fill this up for you every single day to make your life just really easy. Some days you may have lots of activity, lots of different types of customer tasks. Some days you might have less, but Penny's just going to keep this full for you. Right here at the top, it says easy does it. That's the base setting. That means there's just going to be a minimal amount of activity for me to work on. This little button in the middle here called crank it up. This is where Penny just increases the amount of activity that she puts on your list. You can see my reach outs just changed to 10 and my follow-ups just went to 8. And if I go jump on the freight train, Jeff Bebe is another leader. He's like, I never leave the daily and I've never taken it off freight train. I just do all the activity Penny tells me to do, and then I close it and I open it up tomorrow and I just do the exact same activity. He's like, I've never even seen the rest of the application. It's just, he comes in here and he just gets it done. And that's the idea, is just to make it simple. So if you did watch this and you're like, oh, Laura, how do you add prospects? It's a great question. I'll show you. So I'm going to jump into the prospecting section here and just refresh my screen. There it is. So right along this menu here on the left-hand side, there's an add a prospect button, kind of right above sync Instagram, sync Facebook, and LinkedIn. Just says add a prospect. So here you could just come in and say, hey, what's their name? It's Lori, and I don't know where you live, so let's say you live in Chicago. There you go. What's your phone number? What's your email? Click next. When should I schedule the reach out? Let's do it tomorrow. And then do you want to add any notes? Which is awesome. And add any tags. You're a fantastic business prospect. So I'm going to save that. And that's how you would add a prospect manually. The custom scripts, where do we store info for reach outs? Oh, ships. Maybe you missed it. So yes, you go over to the content section, which is right here on the left-hand side. And then to filter your content, this is all my content. So these are all the scripts that I've created. Library content, just to recap, this is everything Isagenix has created. To add your own content, this little button here in the top left-hand corner, add content, and then you give it a name. You select which type of task you want to associate it to. I'll just say reach out, and then you add in your script here. So if you were to do a Google Doc, you would just say take all of these names, and then you could put your script next to it and then add them in that way. And I don't know, I mean, I'm hoping it's a month, maybe a month and a half, until the time comes when you can just say, hey, this is my new reach out script. I want to publish this to my team. And then there's another feature coming called the Notifications Hub, where everyone will get a notification that Lauren has shared this script. And then you'd add it to your account. Close that. And that's the daily. But yeah, we didn't take too long to go through the whole platform, but I definitely want to present the opportunity to just do a live Q&A. If there's anyone who has a question specifically, obviously I'm happy to answer it while I have everyone. If not, we'll call it a night, and that'll be it. But don't all go at once.
I think some of them are typing in the chat. So David, Laura was asking, how does Penny pick who she puts on your prospecting for the day?
So the way that works is Penny will actually, when you sync your social network, Penny will actually run it through a neural net, which is just artificial intelligence. And what she does is she actually does gender matching and name identification, and then will actually, based on the amount of prospects, or sorry, consultants, the gender, she actually fills your funnel with predominantly more female, because Isagenix is 94% female. So your prospect list is filled with predominantly females from your own social network. That's how it works.
So I have a question that I know the answer to, but I'd love for you to address it for the team. I know in the very beginning when I was like, oh my gosh, you guys have to download this, and people were like, I'm so frustrated by it, and I always want to come to the positive, place, and we're so grateful for this, but I do want to address their question that they're spending so much time like kind of getting organized, like their funnel is with a lot of other Isagenix people, upline, downline, crossline. Any thoughts on that, like why they should stick with that, the best way to kind of manage that?
Yes, so we're rolling out an enhancement to help auto sort people. So the way Penny knows, let's pretend Cheryl Draper is an associate, but Penny doesn't know that her Facebook profile is associated with an associate account. Like maybe she's on someone's team, but she hasn't synced. So if Penny knows that Cheryl is an associate, Penny will automatically sort your contacts for you. So if someone comes up and they are an associate, I click on Cheryl and I click remove. Here it says, why are you removing Cheryl? Because she's an associate and she's maybe a PE, a downline, an upline, or another line. Now when I click another line, if any of you were friends with Cheryl, Penny will go around and actually recategorize her for you. So there may be people coming up in your feed that are associates, but Penny just doesn't know that that Facebook profile is an associate. So the more and more people that use Penny, the smarter she becomes. And if no one's coming in and organizing their contacts, and only, there's a lot of people using Penny, the smarter she becomes, the better it's for everybody. That's part of how the system works.
Laura, do you want me to read that? She said, how about my downline customers? If downline loses their enrolling sponsor, any way to get them added for the customer experience?
Great question. I love ones that are softballs. There's a very large and awesome feature coming called Team Care. So right now you see on the side menu, we have something called Customer Care. This is for my PE. And you'll also notice that it's, we only really work with our PE right now, and this was a decision that Isagenix made. In the not too distant future, Team Care is going to come out. And in the Team Care section, there's a feature called Orphan and Adoption, where Laura, in your exact example, Penny, that customer is an orphan, right? because their enrolling sponsor is no longer with the business. So Penny's actually going to surface that customer to you and say, hey, David's an orphan. Would you like to adopt him? And you click yes. And now that customer is going to go into your customer care cycle. It won't reorganize them in the tree or change the placement, but it'll allow you to take care of them because they're still ordering and they can still be engaged. So that feature, the team care piece, there's a lot more to it than just that, but orphan and adoption is one of those critical pieces in it because it helps you foster relationships within your organization when they're all alone.
Actually,
anyone else have a question?
Oh, I have a question.
Go for it.
Thank you. So as far as updating our friends with Facebook and Instagram, so we should just go in and resync them?
Yeah, I would suggest, I mean, depends how many more people you're adding, but once a week just seems to kind of be the best practice. If I have a hot prospect, I'm engaging in the conversation, yes, absolutely go in and add them right away. But if it's just kind of, I added 50 new followers this week, add them in. That's how I go about it. I mean, that's what we kind of see.
Okay, great, thank you.
Rachel, how does it know who to ask to adopt? It would go to the next associate that's using Penny. They would be able to surface that information. And there's a little more mechanics around it that we're working through with Isagenix right now. So it'll just go up to the next person though. And yeah, it'll go down if it's 4 levels. It'll go down if there's 7 levels. Like if you we've actually seen it because we've looked into the data quite a bit where we have found customers that are 7 levels deep on a dead leg where no one is active and that customer is just reordering all by themselves because they love the products. That is a really great opportunity to continually drive revenue in your business, but also as a business prospect because you're obviously committed. You're over here, so that will come up.
Any others, you guys? I love how engaged you are. Thank you guys for participating so much.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Did you see that other one, David, that Kari just typed in there?
Oh. Yes, there is a way to merge someone who has different names. So to answer your question, I just clicked on Natasha here. So the way it kind of works, Penny can automatically match up Facebook profiles with their customers if it's the same name. You may notice that on Facebook and definitely on Instagram, on Facebook, a lot of people have their middle names or married names. My wife is a great example. So my wife's name is Terry Lynn Abbey. You can see her Instagram. It's open here in the top corner. On Facebook, she's Terry Abbey. On Instagram, she's Terry Lynn Abbey. In the back office, she'd be Terry Lynn Abbey. So you could come into someone's profile. Over here in the top right-hand corner, it just says View Profile. Here, you've got this little bit of information at the top. There's a little button called Merge. So here, maybe in this case, Natasha Mera is Natasha Nanji, right? Maybe that's her maiden name or her middle name. Or in the back office, maybe Natasha's name is Natasha Sordo. So if I click that, Penny's going to automatically merge those 2 accounts together for me. And now when Natasha's auto ship reminder comes up, it's connected to her social media. Hopefully that answered your question.
I have a question if no one's next.
Oh, go for it.
I noticed that when you're in there, sometimes it'll ask you if someone's your up line, down line, cross line, other line. And honestly, I mean, I don't know sometimes because, I mean, A, I'm relatively new, and B, if they're in my group, I assume they're in my line, but I wouldn't necessarily know where in my line. Is that, how is that an important feature and how should I utilize that?
That's just helping you sort the people. When we talked about earlier, where sometimes Penny's filling people that in your social network that she may not know are associated with the business. In that case, I mean, my default would be another line, because until the team care feature rolls out, it's not critical at this point. But once the team care feature rolls out, you'll be able to match. Penny will automatically match a lot of social profiles with the larger teams.
Okay.
I would default to another line for the time being. That'd be my personal recommendation.
Okay. Thank you.
Trevor, you can always ask Rach and I too, you know, just say, because we obviously know the team, you know, and where people are at to kind of help you. So you basically just don't want to be prospecting your own team, you know?
Correct.
Hey, David, I know that we are on your Zoom line, and I know it's like your dinner time or probably after and stuff. If I kept them on here for like 5 minutes for you to hang up, will it disconnect when you disconnect, or can I keep it open since it's recording on my computer for just a minute with them?
No, you're the host, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know if it was going to close out, and I would love to just be able to say thank you. And you guys hop on, stay on for just 1 second, but I'm going to unmute so everybody can say thank you to David. Hey, you guys, you're unmuted, so give him some love. We're
Thank you so much, David.
thankful.
Thank you, David.
Thank you.
This is really helpful.
Penny F is amazing. Thank you.
You're all very welcome. I'll just stop my video and mute it. Lauren, you can wrap up, and when you jump off, it'll and when you end the
It'll
meeting, you'll get
close.
the automatic recording.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
All right.
I appreciate it. You guys hang tight for 1 second. Bye, David. Thank
All
you.
right. Bye.
All right, you guys, just like one more little second here, because I wasn't sure. It's unique for me to have a guest speaker and then it be on someone else's Zoom. Like I had myself, I was like, oh, it's not even like our regular line. So my panic to tell all of you guys was my own reasoning that was different, because Shruti like schedules that stuff for me, and I'm so glad we all got to be on here. But I do want to just say a little bit of recognition. Kelly Magpion, who I don't know is on here, and Keisa Maxwell, top enrollers last week, and Laura, the #1 top enroller, 5 enrollments in a week. Oh my gosh. Kathy Rowland and Laura both qualified for the 2.0 extra $200 bonus, which is amazing. Laura's pointing, I did too. I did too. So super, super fun. And, you know, sometimes we go for things and they happen and sometimes they don't, but don't ever beat yourself up for that. You know, like I talked to a couple people today that are just bummed, you know, they're like, oh, I had 3 or I had 4. And I'm like, awesome. That's 3 or 4 enrollments that you get to create consultants out of now. Like it's a bonus, right? Like no one took anything away from you. It was in addition to what you did. So I'm trying to just to refocus that you had PIVs there, you had double PIVs, you cycled, like, don't let those things get you down in the dumps if it's one that you didn't hit. But I really do just want to talk to you about a couple things that are in the pipeline. So we're going to keep it with the work it calls. As long as you guys get on, I'm going to do them. I love them too. I borrow your energy. If you're not getting on, I'm not being like nasty about this, but I don't need to be motivated. Like I will do my freight train reach outs every day if there's 50 people in front of me or just myself, you know, but I'm hoping you guys get on that because I do think they really help you. However, I know sometimes the questions come up and I'm just kind of like, here you go, ready, set, go. And then there's this little bit of panic because new people are like, what do I say to these 20 new people? And like, how do I friend request someone new? That I'm actually bringing it back. So a lot of people have kind of asked for these small group trainings outside of our big trainings, those 5-week coaching groups. So some of you have been a part of these before. Some of you are like, what is the 5-week coaching group? But there is a Google document in our page. I put it up today with a little bit of explanation. Hopefully I've edited it that it's all like the dates are right, you know, right. Sometimes we're like, I know this is from 2019. So hopefully I caught my own typos, but basically I'm offering these very small 5-week coaching groups. So it's 1 hour of your time. I will end up doing 5 or 10 of them, but it's 1 hour out of your week. There is no more than 5 people in a group where you really, really are getting some one-on-one mentorship and like this, like private, coaching, and just like someone can pay attention where I can't fly to you right now, right? We can't all get together like we used to. And so it's a way to kind of create that experience in that culture and just really help people. Because I do believe this is an apprenticeship model. And even though our training is so amazing from Isagenix, our team calls, it's different than like I can sit right next to you and figure out what to say or you ask those questions. So I'm going to start them next week because I really just want to dive into it with the promotion that Isagenix launched. So please do sign up by Friday. I know there's always these stragglers, but in order for me to get them organized and really honor that people are not in groups with people they don't want to be, or they are with people they want to be, and I get your times that you're wishing and all of that, please submit to me by Friday if you are going to do it, because we're going to start next week. There's none on Mondays, partially because we already have our team call and because the following week is Labor Day, and I don't want to do one of those things where some people are starting and some people miss it because the holidays. There's not a Monday option this time, but there's a lot of things out there, and I'm excited about that. Just two other little housekeeping items in addition to that. Our Wednesday night opportunity call, we're going to be doing every single Wednesday. So this week, Kisa's training with me. She's presenting. I know Jenny Thompson is sharing her story. Like last week, Alicia and Kathy shared her story, and Laura trained with me. You guys are going to see other company leaders hop on and do this with us. And as we grow them, I'm going to start to brand them a little bit, okay? So we're going to do some things that are really tailored on fitness professionals, then things that are really tailored to like physical therapists and massage therapists, things that are really tailored to stay-at-home moms, things that are really tailored, you know, to the busy corporate America person. We're going to create these themes, and the people sharing their story are going to be able to relate with those people so that there's always value, and you don't feel like you're just inviting like 800 of the same people, but you can really invite those specific people to that specific call and know that the information is always the same, but we will tailor it to kind of meet that need. So I want you guys to just know that there's a heads up there. If you guys have questions on the promotion today that leads up to the holiday bonus, please let me know. I know that it's confusing because I was watching the 2 to 7 star group and the 8 star and above group of just like, wait, what? And Kisa, I hope you're listening, because she always comes through and fills out the details if I miss it, but I do think I have it together right now. When it says that your active rank for the month, that's the max you are, that has to do with the very first day of the month. So today we started September, okay? Whatever your highest paid rank is right now is what points you are eligible for the entire month. So let's say that Laura's recognition rank is executive, right? She's hit executive, she is paid as executive. But hypothetically, let's say she had dropped down to director. So the most amount of points, the most amount of money that she can earn is the director level for the entire month of September. So it doesn't mean she doesn't get any points because she's not paid as executive and that's her recognition rank. She is paid as executive. Again, it's an example, right? But if she wasn't, it just means that she's not eligible for the highest level of the executive points that she's playing in the category of director. Okay, you have to be manager or higher for it to work. But so if this month, let's say like Jenny is a recognized director, and this month she, you know, started it as manager, if she promotes back to director halfway through September, she still can only maximize the manager level points. However, then if she stays paid as director going into October, then she can earn the director level points in the higher cash pot for October. Does that make sense a little bit? I think it was very confusing. Akisa's chiming in. She's gonna be like, you're all screwed up, Lauren.
So I don't think that that's correct, but just because I had asked Cal about it this weekend when that promotion came out. And from my understanding, which I mean, he could be mixed up or maybe I understood it differently, so we might just have to look into it. But from what he said was, like, let's say someone's an executive and they do fall down to director, they can go for the executive points, but that's what they have to go for. They can't go for the director points as an executive.
Okay, we'll circle back to it. We'll get it all cleared up.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. It's just, and it's new when all this stuff comes out, and they were messaging Aaron, who's their boss, Aaron Weinhardt, because Cal said one thing to us, but then like Chris Nish and Mike Mallory said another. Those are all the regional corporate directors. And so now, Keith, I'll send you the screenshot from Chris Nish, and we'll figure it out. But I'll do a live tomorrow to get you all clarified, so that you know what it is. But here's ultimately what I'll tell you is use your leadership in action form, right? And get to executive and stay as, like, paid as executive as fast as you can. But anything manager and above, I'm pretty sure you're earning points through that month, you know? But we will clarify all of this for you. And the last little bit, and I like hate when I have to have this conversation, but I will because I like love you guys so much and I protect this team. Not everybody finds their home with Isagenix, and that is okay, right? We know that people go to other companies, they go to other teams. It happens. Like, as much as like I love this team, and a lot of us have incredible established businesses and love our community and the friendships, it's not for everybody, right? Like, some people come to us out of a makeup company because they really aren't passionate about makeup and they want to impact lives. And some people leave health and wellness companies because they don't like coaching people, or they don't feel very healthy and they want to go and sell jewelry or whatever, right? The network marketing industry is a $4.2 trillion industry, and there is space for all of us to be successful in it, okay? That being said, I will protect this team and all of your hard work like my family. Like, I literally put all my blood, sweat, and tears in this, and I love and I care about you guys so much. So we've recently had a leader, please don't message me and ask me questions about who it is, it's irrelevant, leave and go to another company. It's one of the companies that is in a massive lawsuit by Isagenix, and it is with the team that is at the head of that lawsuit that Isagenix is suing because of their cross recruiting. And I'm only bringing this to your attention because like Waikisa and I have like protected our pages and like taken her out and just made sure that we're doing our part. If anybody is directly messaged by someone that you would know from this team and like, hey, look at this, please let us know, right? This is your residual income. These are your businesses. This is like, your legacies as well. So clearly it's not going to be me. People know that I am unrecruitable, but I have a team of 14,000 plus people now. I don't have my hands in all of these relationships. So I'm asking you guys that if you hear someone directly saying like, hey, come to this team, right? And they're using the leverage of our community and our relationships, please let us know about that. It stays absolutely confidential, but I will make sure compliance is involved just because we really do want to do things the right way. And I support all of her endeavors, and I also protect all of you guys. So that being said, thank you for being on here. Please download Penny, you guys. If you're overwhelmed by it, just remember that our biggest growth is out of the comfort zone. I am not a techie person. I am not an IT person. The word artificial intelligence like already makes my skin crawl a little bit. But this is amazing. And I literally have been tracking my own business because I've had major goals this year. And my business is consistently up with enrollments, rank advancements, since I've been using Penny. Like Laura and I both talk about this when it's like, I have no idea on what to do today. I mean, if you're on the slow part of that, it's like 30 minutes a day. You know, when you're at the freight train, it's still like an hour a day tops. But the fact that you can do all of your check-ins, and when I used to like go through my wallet and I was like digging through receipts of like a person's number I got at the bar, and then I would go through my notes app, I'm like, man, I know I took a screenshot of that girl that I friended in the Uber, right? Like all this time that you're wasting, who cares if it takes you 5 minutes to go through your prospects and go, okay, this person's on another line, this person, you know, whatever, and just to have it all in one place. Or I was out a lot this weekend and I was having fun without my mask on, out to eat, you know, being able to prospect again. And I literally like got their information and put it right into the app, like exactly what Laura asked. So I was like, Rosa, waitress at, you know, Stella Trattoria. She's a single mom of 3. Like put my notes right in there. So she's in this funnel. So a month from now, when she's like totally ghosted me, because that happens, right? Instead of like me being like, oh man, what did I do with that girl's number? And what was her name? And I search in restaurant and like how I would have like put her in my phone. Penny is going to bring her back up to me. You know what I'm saying? And those 80 connects, those people that David was talking about, I wonder if he can still hear me right now, but the connects of people that, you know, hadn't ordered before they go terminated, like that's a sweet spot. Remember in 90 days, like they still bank team volume. Like I've had some people I've gone to and like, hey, I know that you haven't ordered in a little bit, but like, I just want to let you know you've got like 400 people below you right now. Like if any of, and they've been like, what? Like, are you kidding me? Thank you so much for reaching out. Or think about how quickly Isagenix has been innovating new products. Like if we look at the fall of 19 to now, right? And we had Bia, and then we had bone broth, and then we had the whole blend shake, and then we're gonna have collagen. Like these people are not plugged in. And if you really rely on that tool to be like, hey, I saw that you ordered sleep spray last month, but we're getting ready to do a bedtime Billy Buster challenge in a couple weeks. I just wanted to personally invite you. Maybe this is something you'd want to participate in. Like you can really, really leverage this app. And I just put in Dreamers a post about how I'm working on a Google document. I saw Laura post a couple weeks ago in Dreamers that was like, hey, keep track of your scripts. Like she was like, who's using what and sharing it. So I pinned that post with my assistant, right? So we're like keeping all that stuff. I send her things all the time. So as I feel like I have good verbiage or people are responding to me with the auto ship one or with the, I'm saving them so that we can share this with all of you. But here's the deal is we don't want 18 dreamers in action every single day reaching out that sound like Robot Laurens. Like I don't type the same way as Jenny. I don't use the same emojis as Rachel. You know, Laura doesn't sound like Kisa. Alicia doesn't sound like Sherry. Like we want to have these templates, but we want to have a variety of voices. So if a brand new person comes in and sees my script for a reach out and is like, oh my gosh, I just had diarrhea, I could never say that to somebody, right? Like they might read Laura's and be like, oh yeah, I can absolutely do that. Like that sounds much more like me. So please go through and in the comments, just say like, reach out and type your script, right? Or like auto ship and type your script. And we're gonna compile these so that we do have that Google document that every single person can start to use. We'll get it on our website, but we'll make sure it is uploaded into that app. But I want there to be variety. Like I want Jules and Kathy and Kisa and like all these great leaders to have your voice in it so other people start to find theirs and that they can use these as templates. But what might take you a teeny bit of time right now, like it has taken me time to write these scripts and save them, right? Because so much of what I do is voice memo anyways. When you have only 30 minutes, you're like, okay, I got 10 people to reach out to, and you can just do that copy and paste. It's so efficient. And it's helped my new people because I've screenshot what I say and I'm like, read this. I want you to read this in an audio. So they can see it right on their phone or their computer and then be like, hey, Laura, I just wanted to reach out to you. I saw that you liked my post. You know, we're kicking off a 5-day detox. And I'm curious if this is something you'd be up for doing with us. I know you've mentioned your health goals in the past. I can type that out and a new person can read it. But this will be so much more efficient and impactful as we really work together. So just to wrap up tonight, you guys, we will clarify this whole holiday bonus challenge, but remember Isagenix is just giving and giving and giving and giving and giving again. So the best way that we can say thank you for continuing to give to us is work our freaking asses off, right? Like the Cougars are going to give money to us. Like go spoil yourself over the holidays and get a lot of people healthy and get a lot of people paid in the process. Please, if anybody feels like they're ever cross-recruited, please reach out to me. I would really just appreciate that so we can protect the company and sign up for those 5 weeks. I'll see you on the Work It call on Wednesday, and Keith and I are going to crush the opportunity call Wednesday night. Thank you guys so much. Big thank you to David as well. We'll see you next week. Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Bye,
Thank you.
guys. Good night.
Have a good night.